They were active, responsible, and full of life until suddenly they weren't. Many older adults pass away at 75, 79, or 81. Not from tragic accidents or rare diseases, but from quiet, creeping forces they never even noticed. You might be eating well, getting regular checkups, even walking daily. But are you unknowingly making the same mistakes that shorten so many lives after 60? Here's the truth. Most seniors who don't live past 82 didn't fall to fate. They fell to habits. According to studies from the National Institute on Aging Longevity, isn't just about genetics, it's about the little things we do every day. That's where healthy aging, senior nutrition, and daily habits for longevity truly matter. If you're over 60 and care about aging gracefully and living independently, this video could change the way you see your future. If this resonates with you, like this video, subscribe to Live Healthy After 50, and share in the comments what small daily habit do you believe protects your health the most. Now let's explore the 5 surprising reasons why so many seniors don't live past 82 and what you can do today to avoid becoming part of that statistic. Number 1, not taking care of mental health. You can eat all the right foods, walk every morning, keep up with your doctor visits. But if you go to bed every night feeling empty, if you wake up wondering why you're still here, then your body hears that silence and it starts to fade. What most people don't realize is this: the mind controls more than your thoughts. It controls your will to live. At age 74, Paul Simmons from Spokane, Washington, was in good shape for his age. No major illnesses. He had his blood pressure under control. He walked every afternoon, but after his wife passed, things changed. He stopped calling his kids, stopped going to church. He told his neighbor that days felt longer but emptier. Within a year, he was gone, not because of a heart attack or cancer, but because he simply stopped wanting to be here. This happens more often than people think. According to a study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, seniors who report feelings of loneliness have a 45% higher risk of early death. That's higher than the risks associated with obesity or smoking. This is not just about emotions, it's about healthy aging. When we talk about living to 90 or even 100, we think about senior nutrition, exercise, supplements. But we rarely talk about what happens when the phone stops ringing, when holidays come and go without a single visitor, when the days blur together and you feel like no one would notice if you disappeared. The body knows when the spirit is tired. The stress of isolation increases cortisol, the stress hormone, which damages the heart, lowers immune response, and accelerates memory loss. It's one of the least talked about killers of older adults, and yet it's everywhere. You might know someone like Paul, or maybe you felt that slow fade yourself. This is where aging gracefully advice becomes more than philosophy, it becomes survival. Real longevity isn't about avoiding wrinkles or counting pills, it's about meaning. It's about waking up with a reason to move, a reason to smile, a reason to keep going. So, what can you do? Start small. Write a letter to an old friend. Join a walking group, even if it's just twice a week. Volunteer at a local shelter or food pantry. Find a way to be needed again. Research from Harvard's study of adult development, one of the longest-running studies on happiness, found that meaningful relationships are the strongest predictor of long-term health and happiness. Not money, not fame, not clean eating, connection. Some seniors think it's too late to build new relationships. That's simply not true. It's never too late to start again. There are people your age out there right now waiting for someone to talk to someone who gets it. Even 5 minutes of connection a day can change the direction of your health. And don't underestimate the power of hope. When you believe there's still something beautiful ahead, when you believe your story isn't finished, your body fights to stay with you. And that belief, that's the first medicine. In this journey of Live Healthy After 50, don't just feed your body, feed your spirit, because it's the soul that tells the heart to keep beating. And if you're watching this and thinking, that sounds like me, then this isn't just a video, it's your turning point. Keep watching, you're not alone, and you're not done. Number 2, sedentary lifestyle after 70. When you stop moving, your body stops fighting, and it happens faster than you think. After the age of 70, losing just 2 or 3 weeks of regular movement can start a silent breakdown of your muscles. You might not notice it right away, but soon getting out of a chair feels harder. Climbing stairs takes your breath away. Your legs begin to shrink, not from age, but from disuse. This is how independence fades. Take the case of Linda Hayes, 76, from Tallahassee, Florida. She had knee surgery and was told to rest. 2 weeks later, her legs were weaker. By the end of the month, she could barely walk from her bedroom to the kitchen without needing to lean on the wall. She wasn't in pain, but her strength had slipped away, and she hadn't even seen it coming. That's the danger of stillness. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that muscle mass declines by up to 15% per decade after age 60, and much faster if activity levels drop suddenly. But it's not just about strength. Reduced mobility increases the risk of falls, broken hips, poor circulation, and even dementia. And here's what most people don't realize: one fall after 70 can change everything. A single hip fracture can lead to a permanent loss of independence. It can shorten life expectancy by years. That's why daily habits for longevity are not just helpful, they're critical. You don't need to train like an athlete, but you do need to move. Even 10 minutes of walking twice a day can protect your muscles, improve balance, and boost brain health. Regular movement helps control blood sugar, lowers blood pressure, and improves mood. It also strengthens your bones, reducing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. Stillness is not rest. For seniors, stillness is stress. When you sit for hours each day watching TV, reading, waiting for time to pass, your circulation slows. Your joints stiffen, your muscles forget how to support you, and over time, the simple acts of standing, dressing, and walking become challenges. This is how people lose their freedom. But it doesn't have to be that way. Prevent aging diseases by standing up once an hour, stretch your arms, rotate your ankles, walk to the mailbox, do light chores, water the plants, put on your favorite song, and sway for 3 minutes. Movement doesn't have to be structured, it just has to be consistent. And here's something even more important: movement is the key to confidence. When you feel strong in your legs, you feel safe. You walk taller, you go out more, you stay social, you protect not just your body, but your mind, your spirit, your identity. Remember, this longevity is not about luck, it's about choices. And one of the most powerful choices you can make is to refuse stillness. You're not fragile. You're not too old to improve. Your body still wants to work with you, but you have to show up for it. And every time you choose to move, you're telling your future, I'm not done yet. So move for your heart, move for your balance, move for your grandchildren. Move because sitting still was never the plan. Move because you want to live not just longer, but better. Number 3, a diet that's white, soft, and colorless. It looks harmless. A slice of white bread, a bowl of mashed potatoes, a plate of plain pasta, maybe a small cup of pudding on the side. For many older adults, meals like this feel easy, comforting, even safe. But over time, this kind of eating slowly steals strength, energy, and health without making a sound. When every meal looks pale, soft, and stripped of color, your body begins to starve nutritionally, not just calorically. Edna Miller, 81, from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, thought she was eating clean. Toast with butter in the morning, cream of wheat for lunch, noodles with a little chicken for dinner. She didn't feel full of life, but she wasn't in pain either. That is, until her annual physical revealed severe iron deficiency, borderline diabetes, and dangerously low muscle mass. Her doctor told her the truth: Edna was eating just enough to survive, but not enough to thrive. This is more common than people realize. After 60, the body's nutritional needs shift. You need fewer empty calories and more high-quality nutrients, especially fiber, plant protein, and antioxidants. That's where vibrant, colorful foods come in. Deep greens, bright oranges, rich purples, beans, lentils, berries, leafy vegetables. These aren't just pretty, they're powerful. According to the Tufts University Human Nutrition Research Center on Aging Diets, rich in plant-based foods, especially those high in fiber and color, are directly linked to better mobility, improved memory, and reduced inflammation in older adults. They are the foundation of any reliable senior nutrition guide. But what happens when you eat only white processed foods? The body breaks them down fast. Blood sugar spikes, insulin follows, inflammation increases. Over time, this leads to fatigue, weight gain, brain fog, and greater risk of chronic disease. Your gut bacteria suffer, your digestion slows, and your immune system weakens. Many older adults fall into the trap of eating only what's soft or convenient. White rice, boxed cereal, canned soup, buttered toast. These are easy to chew, but they offer almost nothing to support natural health for seniors. And here's what's rarely discussed. Food isn't just fuel, it's communication. When you eat rich, colorful, nutrient-dense foods, you're sending signals to your cells to repair, to protect, to grow. When you eat empty beige meals day after day, you're telling your body, I don't expect much from you anymore. That's why shifting your diet isn't about restriction. It's about restoration. Add color to your plate. Choose whole grains over white ones. Add steamed broccoli, a handful of berries, some roasted sweet potatoes. Replace soft noodles with quinoa or lentils. These small changes create big ripples in your energy, digestion, and resilience. And don't underestimate the role of plant-based protein. Beans, chickpeas, tofu, and nuts aren't just for vegetarians. They're rich in fiber, minerals, and healthy fats. They keep you full without raising inflammation. They protect your heart, your brain, your bones. Edna made a few changes. She added spinach to her eggs. She swapped white bread for whole grain. She started snacking on almonds and blueberries. 6 months later, her strength was back. Her labs were better. But more than that, she felt like herself again. Your body remembers how to be strong, but it needs the right materials. Color is not just a visual cue. It's a sign of life. And the more life you eat, the more life your body has to work with. So the next time you sit down to eat, ask yourself, does this plate reflect life? Or is it just easy? You're not too old to upgrade your meals. In fact, this is the most important time to do it because your food can either speed up aging or slow it down. Choose the plate that fights for you. Choose the plate that reminds your body you're still growing. Not just older, but better. Number 4, relying too much on medication while ignoring natural remedies. Martha Jennings was 72 when her medicine cabinet began to look like a pharmacy. One pill for blood pressure, another for sleep, one to calm her nerves, another to control digestion. She followed every instruction, never missed a dose, but something wasn't right. She was still tired, still anxious. Her legs felt heavy, her appetite faded, and despite all those prescriptions, her health wasn't getting better, it was getting weaker. Her story is not unique. Across the country, millions of older adults are taking 5, 10, sometimes even 15 pills a day. And yes, some are absolutely necessary. There are conditions where medication saves lives. But here's the truth most people don't hear. Medications treat symptoms, not causes. They suppress, regulate, control, but they don't restore. When you depend only on pills and ignore the root of the problem, you're patching leaks without fixing the pipe. According to the CDC, nearly 40% of adults over 65 take 5 or more prescription drugs regularly. This is called polypharmacy, and it brings risks, drug interactions, side effects, mental fog, falls, digestive issues, even hospitalizations. But there's something else we lose with too much dependence on medication: our power. Doctor tips for older adults often include adjustments in lifestyle, movement, nutrition, hydration, emotional balance. These are not just nice-to-haves, they are medicine in their own right. The body was designed to heal, to stabilize, to regenerate. But it needs help from the inside, not just the outside. That's where senior home remedies come in, not as replacements for all medications, but as companions. As tools to strengthen the body's natural defenses: ginger tea to soothe inflammation, warm Epsom salt baths for circulation, turmeric with black pepper to ease joint pain, gentle massage to lower blood pressure, deep breathing to calm the nervous system. These methods have stood the test of time for a reason. Modern medicine often forgets that healing doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it comes from your kitchen, from your garden, from your daily habits. And here's the key. If you're not changing the way you live, if your diet, your sleep, your stress levels, your movement stay the same, then pills can only do so much. They may quiet the symptoms, but the damage continues underneath. That's why the best doctors don't just prescribe, they teach, they guide. They remind us that health is not something we outsource. It's something we build. You can still take your medication. You should if your doctor says so. But don't stop there. Look at your plate. Look at your schedule. Look at how much sunlight you get, how often you move, how deeply you breathe. These are your tools. And the more you use them, the less your body needs to scream for help. One study from the American Journal of Lifestyle Medicine found that seniors who combine medical treatment with daily lifestyle changes see longer-lasting results with fewer side effects and greater satisfaction in daily life. Martha made changes. She added lemon water in the morning, started stretching for 5 minutes each afternoon, swapped one processed meal a day for fresh vegetables and grilled fish. She still takes 2 medications, but her doctor took her off 5 others. She didn't cure everything, but she reclaimed something better: her confidence. Remember, medication should support your life, not replace your responsibility for it. You are still in charge, you are still capable, and your body still wants to heal. Choose to support it with the wisdom of both worlds, science and nature. Because when they work together, they give you more than treatment. They give you a future. Number 5, no sense of purpose, neglecting the soul. When the days begin to blur, when no one calls, when your name isn't needed anymore, something inside starts to dim. After age 70, many people stop working. The kids are grown and the house is quiet. At first it feels like rest, but for some it turns into silence. Not just around them, but within them. Raymond Cole, 78, from Peoria, Illinois, had always been busy. A veteran, a father, a mechanic. After retiring, he thought life would slow down. It did too much. He spent hours watching TV, meals alone, no projects, no goals. He told his niece he felt like the world didn't need him anymore. 6 months later, his health took a turn. His immune system weakened. He had trouble sleeping. He lost weight without trying. The doctors couldn't find a clear medical cause, but the real reason was deeper. His spirit had gone quiet. This feeling is more than emotional. It has a physical cost. Research from the Rush University Medical Center shows that seniors with a strong sense of purpose have better sleep, stronger immune response, and significantly lower risk of Alzheimer's. They even live longer. These are not soft factors. These are longevity secrets science now confirms. When your mind believes you are no longer needed, your body listens. That's why senior health tips must go beyond food and movement. We must talk about meaning. Purpose doesn't have to be grand. It can be planting tomatoes, teaching a grandchild how to cook, writing a memory down, volunteering at the library. Purpose is not about being busy. It's about being connected to something outside yourself. You don't have to be surrounded by people to feel needed. Sometimes feeding the birds is enough. Calling a friend, praying for someone, making something with your hands. These small acts remind your soul that your life still matters. And when your soul feels alive, your body fights to stay with it. Raymond started small. He adopted a dog from a shelter, named him Benny, walked him twice a day, talked to him like an old friend. That simple relationship gave his day shape again. Within weeks, he was eating better, smiling more. He told his doctor, "I don't feel forgotten anymore." You don't need a new job, you just need a reason to wake up. Your purpose can change, but the need for it doesn't go away. The truth is, the most powerful medicine for many seniors isn't found in a bottle. It's found in belonging, in connection, in knowing you still matter. And you do, you always have, you always will. Living a long life isn't about luck or magic. It's about the small, quiet choices we make each day, the way we move the food, we choose the people we stay connected to, and how we care for the parts of ourselves no one else can see. Aging well doesn't begin with a prescription. It begins with intention. It begins when we stop surviving and start living with purpose again. 82 is not a finish line. It's not a number that defines your limit. With the right habits, the right mindset, and a little more kindness toward your own body and soul, these years can be the most vibrant, meaningful chapter of your life. If this video helped you see aging in a new light, don't forget to subscribe to Live Healthy After 50. Every week, we share new ways to take care of your health, your heart, and your happiness, because your health is your greatest wealth. What's one habit you've added after turning 60 that makes you feel more alive? Let us know in the comments below.